I truly regret inviting Trump the robber to the Middle East.
Trump is cool with the Arabs now, and this is what it actually means for the U.S.
So Donald Trump goes to Saudi Arabia, and so do all of the tech billionaires?
I truly regret inviting Trump the robber to the Middle East. He didn't come to discuss cooperation. He came to collect tributes, fountains, palaces, golden welcoming ceremonies, light shows, private flights. In his eyes, these grand gestures are not courtesies but spoils of war. I originally thought he was here to negotiate partnerships, but it turned out to be nothing but his personal showcase tour. What he needs is not allies, but admirers. Those luxury cars, honor guards, and palace banquets were all meant to please him. As long as he feels like a king, he will almost agree to any deal. He revels in luxury and craves media attention. He doesn't understand real diplomacy, only how much he can gain from us. He doesn't need agendas, he just needs cameras. We weren't engaging in international relations. It was more like participating in his grand reality show. Next time, I'd rather host dancers from the Crazy Horse Paris than light a single lamp for him again.
Mohammed, you sleep at night? How do you sleep? Just thinking. It's really incredible what you've done. You achieved a modern miracle, the Arabian way. That's a good way.
So Donald Trump goes to Saudi Arabia, and so do all of the tech billionaires? I am so baffled and so curious. Like, the Citi CEO is there. The BlackRock CEO is there. This AMD CEO is there. Also, the NVIDIA CEO is there. Sam Altman is there. Elon Musk is there. What in the Holy Ghost? What are we doing? Because we had the whole Qatar thing. Now Saudi Arabia is on his radar as far as building relationships with them, MBS. But why all of these business leaders? All of his sort of donors? Why all of them in one place? And will we get a readout? Because I am so curious as to what they are cooking up. What they are cooking up that we probably will not know for some time. Tell me your thoughts in the comments.
No one realizes that Saudi Arabia has now exposed Trump as the clown of the century. The man who once boasted about being the toughest leader in the world has once again revealed his true, greedy nature. On May 13th, President Trump arrived in Saudi Arabia, kicking off his Middle East tour. Unlike Zelensky, who was snubbed by the White House and later broke down in tears during his own visit to the kingdom, Trump carried himself with an air of superiority, casually patting King Salman on the shoulder during their meeting and barely paying attention during their handshake, instead gesturing theatrically. Some speculate this was a petty act of revenge after feeling humiliated by the stark contrast in treatment between himself and Zelensky. But the real controversy came when Trump insisted on accepting a $400 million luxury Boeing 747 from Qatar as a gift. Facing immediate backlash, he hastily claimed the jet would be donated to the U.S. Air Force. However, CNN reports that the Air Force will foot the entire bill to retrofit the 13-year-old plane to meet presidential transport standards, only to hand it over to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation by 2029, with taxpayers covering all associated costs. What's your take on this?
Trump is cool with the Arabs now, and this is what it actually means for the US. The institutions that used to be run by this group of people are now getting dismantled. Even Elon Musk tried to do this with Doge, but they try to cancel him. Just watch this next clip.
They basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud. And they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government. And, well, I guess they're bad people. Bad people will do bad things. Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left.
That happened after he exposed the World Health Organization for hiding this key ingredient from the American people's diet. Even this biologist tried to explain it. Watch this before they take it down again.
Most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is a nutrient missing from their body that if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
What supplement? Don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-methionine.
Oh, okay.
Ever since this information's been coming out, these two Asian dudes went ahead and invented something so that we can actually get this nutrient in our diets. Just watch them explain it.
How long does it take to be effective? 5 to 10 minutes. So the people who try a product really love it. Ryan, I gotta tell you, I am so friggin' hyper right now. Yes, let's go!
You might think they're exaggerating, but I tried this shit myself and I feel like a whole different person. I popped one of these and within 5 minutes, it's like the brain fog just clears up, everything becomes super clear, and I'm just hyper focused. Everything got done on my to-do list today.
Money will start pouring in the United States starting today. Donald Trump just signed a $600 billion deal with Saudi Arabia. Yes, you heard right. Trump flew straight to Riyadh, and the Saudis not only welcomed him with grand military regalia, but also set up a gold-plated McDonald's mobile restaurant for him. Everyone knows that if there's one thing Trump loves, it's a Big Mac with power. But the main course wasn't the food, but the signing of a multi-billion-dollar agreement. Saudi Arabia is going to invest $600 billion in the United States, and this enormous amount of money, in exchange for what? Energy, defense, and weapons. Trump sells them security and access to military technology, and in return, he gets direct investment, jobs, and control of global infrastructure. Elon Musk was there, front and center, witnessing the deal of the century, because this isn't just diplomacy. It's a geopolitical move with a taste of gold and oil. Trump says this will create 2 million jobs, and with elections approaching, it seems he's already found his trump card. Now it's your turn. Write your opinion in the comments box. Do you think this agreement will bring more prosperity to Americans? Follow me for more content.
Excuse me, Senator. Could I get your reaction to Trump doubling down on accepting the $400 million jet from Qatar?
I have zero issue with it.
You have zero issue with it? Do you think it raises ethics concerns or national security concerns?
You ever been to New York and saw the Statue of Liberty? That was a gift too.
Do you have any safety concerns about, this coming from a foreign government? And
So you know anything about safety and our security and our intel? Do you know anything about it? So do you think we're really going to take a plane and not strip it and put all the Air Force One stuff in it, even if it came brand new from the factory? If you don't understand that basic knowledge, then you probably shouldn't be reporting on it.
Breaking news, Trump didn't just lift sanctions on Syria, he fired a shot at every global institution that thought they still ran the world. No UN approval, no congressional vote, just one handshake, and 10 years of isolation vanished. For over a decade, Syria was locked out of the global economy. Now, Trump opened the gates with a single move, and this wasn't charity, it was calculated disruption. In return, Syria, backed by Gulf funding, is launching a new AI energy corridor. That corridor bypasses Chinese ports, redirects European oil flow, and places Washington, not Brussels or Beijing, back at the center of global infrastructure. Trump didn't send troops. he sent business plans. And for the American people, cheaper oil billions in defense contracts, one less endless war draining your wallet. But beyond politics, one thing is clear. Trump didn't wait to win back the White House to start acting like he owns the map. You might not like how he plays the game, but when was the last time foreign policy actually paid off for you?
So recently, in the last 5 days, Donald Trump visited Saudi Arabia. And he seemed to be so happy, so comfortable, that he didn't even go around with his guards. So, my good people, you know, I watched a clip of, the Prince of Saudi Arabia regretting, and I couldn't believe and I couldn't understand why. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if the video is AI generated. I mean, it's so confusing because when these two leaders were having a meeting, how Donald Trump was welcomed, actually it was top-notch. So I don't understand why Saudi Arabia Prince will later on come and say that I am really regretting hosting or inviting Donald Trump. He didn't even come for diplomatic reasons. He didn't even come for economic reasons. He just came to look around to see what we have, what is there. He's just interested in media attention. And honestly speaking, I don't know what you think about that. Unless you tell me that was AI generated, because you know what? Donald Trump has family, or the family of Donald Trump has businesses in Saudi Arabia. Talk of golf resorts, talk of real estate properties. All of them, they are in Saudi Arabia. And I think that is why actually his relation with the prince and the government of Saudi Arabia is really, really close, because as I had told you before, the guy was very, very comfortable around Saudi Arabia. He didn't seem to have any fear, any problem interacting with the people, any hourly life. You see how these high delegations, when they normally go for a meeting or a summit, and you see them with bodyguards left, right, center. And yeah, we have Donald Trump who didn't even care, like, what if anything went wrong. Anyway, he was gifted a very luxury airplane, and it's actually something that is currently being discussed in America by the people of America. Like, should he accept, should he not accept? And some are like, I think it's a problem. Why should he accept such a luxury jet? It's not going to sound good as a leader to accept gifts, because at the end of the day, gifts, they don't come freely. They have an impact. When you are given something, you should expect to also give it back. Anyway, that was it with the visit of Donald Trump and the Saudi king. They had a great time, and I know this whole visit of Donald Trump to Saudi Arabia, it has actually drawn significant attention, more so on economic part and also geopolitical part, because on the other side of economic part, I mean, he actually signed a deal with the government of Saudi Arabia, and of course that is for the people of America. Of course, you remember one of his manifesto, America First. Okay, I think that will have applied there. I don't know what you think about that. I know most of you are so mad. You are so mad, especially those who live in America, about what he has done to the economy of America. He has actually turned it upside down. And nowadays, it's actually said that the money that is coming back to home here in Africa has actually gone down compared to when Biden was there and the other presidents. But for Trump this time, life has been so expensive. Life has been really difficult. People have lost jobs. There was mass deportation, and also couples that had gotten even married. You can imagine your husband getting deported, your wife getting deported. Oh my God, it should really hurt someone that, the spouse was deported and they voted for Donald Trump. So on the investment parts, what is going to happen is that Saudi Arabia is going to invest on American companies, which is actually going to boost good relationship between the two governments. So a lot of things was also talked about, and guys, that is it for today. I'll see you in the next video.